Hello students, I'm here with another video from the chapter Light, Reflection and Refraction of class 10th NCERT book. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that till now what all things we have discussed in this chapter. So in this chapter we have discussed about the word reflection first, means first part is over I think. Now in the first part we discussed about the reflection of light, where we have seen that reflection means it is the process by which the light is traveling from one means it is going to travel in this medium, and then it is going to strike at the reflecting surface. It is being reflected from the it is going to reflect from the shiny surface, where it is going to follow the laws of reflection. Okay, next we have seen many things in this chapter that about reflection, where we saw the rules which is required for seeing this reflection in the mirrors. Okay, then we have seen the different types of mirrors also, where these were the curved reflecting surfaces. Then we discussed about the two reflecting surfaces, that is the convex mirror and the concave mirror. After that I have also discussed about the ways by which you could solve the you could make the images which is being made with the help of the curved reflecting surface, that is concave and the convex mirrors. Next we have seen the mirror formula and the mirror formula and the magnification. Okay, now after that I have solved some numericals related to these topics, and then in the last class we have discussed about the part of refraction. Then in refraction we also have seen about the definition of this refraction. Then I told you about what is the refractive index, where we saw that this refractive index is the ratio of the speed of light in the air with respect to another medium. Okay, and then also I told what is the difference between this absolute refractive index and the refractive index. So in absolute refractive index we are just comparing the speed of light in the vacuum. Okay, when we are comparing the speed of light in the vacuum, means this n is equal to c by v. So this c was the speed of light in the vacuum as compared to the velocity or the speed of light in another medium. Okay, next thing we have seen that refraction is only seen at the boundaries of the different mediums where they are meeting. Means once the medium is going to change, the refractive index of this medium is going to change. It is following both the laws. So these laws have been derived from the refraction through a glass slab, rectangular glass slab, which also I have discussed in the last class. So if the refraction is taking place in the glass slab, you could see that there are two places at which the refraction is happening. This is the first place, this is the first boundary where the refraction is taking place when the light is moving from the rarer medium to this denser medium. Then after that, one more time the refraction is taking place when it is moving out from this glass slab. So all these things we have discussed in details about the refraction of light through the plain rectangular glass slab. Okay, so this has also proved the laws of refraction very easily. Okay, we have seen the Snell's law also, which is also an expression of the sine of angle of incidence upon sine of angle of refraction. Sine of angle of refraction is always a constant, and that constant was this refractive. So this constant was this refractive index. Okay, and we talked a lot about this refractive index in our last class. Fine, so with this I'll start with today's video, which is based upon the refraction by the spherical lenses. Now as we have seen that the mirrors are of two types, that is the convex mirror and the concave mirror. And what is the main difference between the mirror and the lenses? Now this main difference between the mirror and the lenses lies that the mirror is a reflecting surface, fine, but these lenses are the refracting surface. Now what kind of refraction it is going to show you? Before that we must understand the two types of lenses which are being displayed here in this picture. So one is this lens and the second one is the next lens, and you could see the names of these lenses are also written here. That is, one of this is a convex lens and another one is a concave lens. Now lens means it is a transparent material, okay, means the light, once it is entering from one point, it is going to exit from the another point, so it is not going to reflect the light, means it is not a shiny surface, it is just a transparent surface like a glass slab, which I showed you just now in the last diagram. So these are the two types of lenses which we are going to discuss in details, that is the convex lens and the concave lens. As the convex mirror was there, means the bulging surface was the reflecting surface in the mirror. Similarly, here also the reflecting surfaces are bulging type in this convex lens, okay. So you could see here very nicely it is being drawn that the reflecting surface is the bulging surface always, okay. So this is what is about, means these are the two shapes of this reflecting surface, which is one is the convex lens and the another one is the concave lens. Now we go on to the details of these lenses. So in the details of these lenses, first I am going to discuss about the shape of these lenses, which you could see clearly here over here in this diagram, that the bulging surface is there in one, and then in the next one there is the non-bulging surface, the surface which is in the means it is curved inwards, it is also known as the convex, this is known as the concave surface. Now lastly we saw the mirrors are of two types. The convex mirror was having the bulging surface of the reflection, and the next one was a concave mirror where the reflecting surface was curved inwards. Similarly, here also in the lenses, the convex surface is the refracting ones, okay. Now in the concave mirrors, in this concave lens, the concave surface is the refracting surface, okay. So it's very easy to recognize also which lens is the convex and which lens is the concave one. So concave will be bulged outwards, and convex this concave will be depressed inside, okay, and the convex lens will be bulged outwards, fine. Next slide is dealing with the structure of these convex and the concave lenses, okay. Now the first picture is being shown by this, it is of convex lens. Now this convex lens is also known as the converging mirrors. Now what is the meaning of the word converging? It is very, I think I have also discussed about the word converging when I was teaching you about the types of mirrors. So here converging lens means the light which is falling here on the lens, it is going to converge at a one single point, okay. So this is going to concentrate all the light rays which is falling on this mirror at one single point, that is why it is known as the converging lens, fine. So this first of all, this lens is a convex one. How will you recognize this? So the main idea behind showing this diagram is that you should always understand how to draw, what is the actual shape of this converging lens or the convex lens. It is always drawn in this manner, where the two sides of the lenses will be the curved outwards, okay. A convex lens is also referred to as converging lens, since it converges the light rays which is incident on it. Rest other things remains same, as we have seen the laws of refraction also, where you could see that the refraction or this first law was that the incident ray, the normal and the point of incidence all lie on the same plane. Similarly here also the incident ray, the refracted ray, the point of incidence and the angle of incidence, all these are going to lie on the same plane. Similarly here also, what is this incident ray? Now the rays of light which is traveling from one medium and to the another medium, which is coming into another medium, is known as the incident light, okay. So the light which is going to enter inside these lens, converging lens or this convex lens, all are going to be converged at one single point, okay. So the lens is, the surface is convex nature. The surface of this lens is always convex in the nature. Convex means it is bulged outwards. So the figure which is shown here is a diagram of a biconvex lens which is used in the lab. Okay, now why this is biconvex? Bi means two. Okay, binary means 2 digits. Okay, similarly here binary means 2, here bi means bi means 2. Now what 2? This 2 means there are 2 refracting surfaces, one is here and another one is this side. Okay, so we are having 2 refracting surfaces where the refraction would be seen very clearly. Now both the sides are convex side, both of them are curved outwards. Okay, so these are bulged outwards, that is why it is known as the biconvex mirror. Why this is biconvex? Now I think it is very clear to everybody that there are two refracting surface which is convex in nature. Okay, now if a light ray is passed parallelly to the principal axis of the convex lens, the refracted ray also passes through focus. Okay, so all these refracted rays which are going to come into this mirror, this lens, sorry, this is going to converge at one point, and that point will be known as focus. I'll just discuss about all these things in details in the next slide. Okay, now if the incident ray is passing through the optical center, the refracted ray does not deviates at all, and if the incident ray is passing through the focus of the convex lens, it is going to it is refracted parallelly to principal axis. So these are the laws of refraction which is taking place in the convex lens, which will be discussed in the later slide. For the time being, you should all know what is the meaning of the word converging lens. How will you understand that what is the meaning of this biconvex lens? Okay, so that is all which is to be explained in this slide with the help of this diagram. Okay, now we move on to the next slide, which is showing you the next diagram of this next lens, that is the concave lens. Again the same thing I'll repeat, that here in the mirror which we studied was the concave mirror, where the reflecting surface was curved inwards. Similarly here also in this lenses, as it is a transparent one, so the refracting surface will be curved inwards from both the sides. Okay, so these are curved inwards. So the concave lens is made up of the 2 refracting surface which is curved inwards. Okay, and this is also known as diverging lens. Why this is called diverging lens? Here once the ray of light which is passing on this which is being present on these lens, it is going to be diverged in different direction. Okay, so that is what is about the difference between this converging and the diverging lens. Fine, so this converging and the diverging lens is going to help a lot in the in understanding the diagram which is being related to this converging and the diverging lens. Okay, so this picture shows you the diverging lens, where this the concave lens is also referred to as diverging lens because it diverges the light. And diverges means it is going to send the light in all the direction after refraction, whichever light is incident on it. Okay, now the lens surface is a concave in nature. Why it is concave in nature? Because it is bulged inwards. Okay, so that is what is about the diverging lens. Fine. Next thing is that the figure shows here is a common biconcave lens. Again a biconcave, I am telling you all why it is a biconcave lens, because again the two refracting surfaces are here. One is this and another one is this one. So these two refracting surfaces are present in this diverging lens, that is why it is known as biconcave lens. Okay, so this biconcave lens is very commonly used in the labs. Okay, in our labs also it is present. I'll show you once we will meet in the class. Okay, next is that in the incident ray, if the incident ray of light is passing parallel to principal axis of a concave lens, it passes through it and it is going to diverge. Okay, so all these things we are going to read it again, and I'll explain all these things in detail in the next few slides when I'm going to tell you about the rules how to obtain the images. Okay, so just I'll quickly read out these lines for you all, so that you just revise what we have studied later in the I mean which we have studied previously somewhat. Some of these rules, all of these rules actually these are similar to those of the reflection of light, but the main difference lies here is of the refracting and the reflecting surface. Here we will study about refracting surface, that is the concave and the convex lens, and there we have studied about the reflection through the curved surface, like that is the concave and the convex mirror. Okay, now when this is going to it is going to be increased, means when we are going to extend these lines, it appears to meet at focus, fine. And if the incident ray is passing through the optical center, it is not going to be refracted at all. Next thing is that if the incident ray is passing through the focus, it is refracted through the principal axis. So this is all about the laws which we will discuss later. Okay, now next slide is going to show you the terms which is related with the lenses. So we have seen that there are two types of lenses. One is the convex lens and the another one is the concave lens. Now I will just tell you about the terms which are related to these lenses, as we discussed in the terms which were related with the mirror, that was focus, pole, principal axis. All these are present here in the lenses also, but how it is going to be defined and how you are going to mark it on the lens. Okay, so this is the first term which we are going to discuss is the center of curvature. Now what is the meaning of the center of curvature? So center of curvature means, there in the reflection we talked about the center of curvature, which means that it is a center of the sphere from which we have cut the mirrors from it. Okay, now here means it is the centers of curvature. Why centers? Because there are two centers of curvature. One is this one, another one is this one. So there are two spheres, and when we are going to cut these two spheres and we are going to join this, so this is what is going to make a concave lens. Okay, so these lenses are made by cutting the surfaces, by cutting these two parts from the two different sphere means two different hollow spheres of glass. Okay, so that is why that it is known as the biconcave lens or biconvex lens. Similar thing will be done in the convex lens also, where the convex lens, the two spheres are there, and from there we are going to cut these two surface of the mirror. Okay, and which becomes a convex surface. And here we are talking about the concave lens. So we are going to take these two. There are two center of curvature. A lens is a two spherical surface. Okay, why this is a two spherical surface? Because it is obtained from two sphere. One is this, another one is this. Okay, so it forms, each of these sphere forms a part of a sphere. The centers of these spheres are called as center of curvature of the lenses. Okay, so if we will see that there are two types of lens, there are two surfaces. Now one of the surface is going to be it is going to be denoted by one center of curvature, and the another surface is going to denote the another center of curvature. Fine, so this is the center of curvature of from the first sphere which we have obtained. This is the center of curvature which we have obtained from the second sphere of from which the lens is a part. Okay, so next thing is that the center of curvature for lens is usually represented by the letter C, as you could see here, as it is written C here, C1 and C2. Okay, so this C1 and C2 are going to represent the center of curvature of the lens. It is usually represented by the letter C, and since there are two centers of curvature, it may be represented as C1 and C2. Okay, so please remember how to represent this also with the letter C. Okay, now next term which we are going to discuss is the principal axis. Now what is the principal axis? So just don't be confused that we are discussing only about concave mirror. It is same in the convex mirrors also, where both the center of curvature is present, both the two focus will be obtained, two center of curvature will be obtained, one optical center will be obtained. Okay, so all the things will remain same. Fine. Okay, so next is the principal axis. So the first so the definition of this principal axis says it is an imaginary straight line passing through the two center of curvature. Now, if we join these two centers of curvature I must say, so this straight line is going to tell you about the principal axis. Okay, so it's very easy, as we have also seen already seen that what is the principal axis. It was a straight line which was drawn from the which was crossing the center of curvature and the pole of the mirror. Similarly, here also it is crossing the two center of curvatures, as the two center of curvature is the parts of the two spheres from where this mirror is apart, from this mirror the lens is apart, sorry. Okay, so we are studying about the lens, don't forget. Okay, next thing we are going to study is the optical center. Optical center means this is the center of the lens. It's very easy, it is the center point of the lens. Okay, so it is the center point of the optical center means it is the center point of the lens. It is generally represented by letter O, and principal axis is not represented by any of the letter, as in the same in the previous, in the mirror also it was not represented by any of the line. You could write XY or any line you could write when you have to explain the ray diagrams. Okay, now center of curvature is represented by C1 and C2. Okay, and this optical center is represented by O. Please remember the letters also. Next it is usually and next is the aperture. What is aperture? Aperture means it is the effective diameter of the circular outline of the spherical lens called aperture. What is the thickness of this lens is known as aperture. Okay, so this is the diameter of the lens, which is going to tell you about what thickness is this lens is having, and that becomes its aperture. Okay, so we have seen the diagrams which is related which is the terms which is related with this. Okay, now next thing is that what is focus. So this focus, we have already seen that what is this focus. Focus means so focus means the ray of when a ray of parallel which are parallel to principal axis, they get refracted by a point that is known as focus. Okay, so it was very similar to the mirror also, that whenever the ray of lights are passing through the mirror, it is going to reflect at one single point. That point was known as focus. Okay, similarly here also, whenever the ray of light which is passing from this incident on this mirror, in this lens, it is going to be either diverged or it is going to converge. So this it appears to converge or it is going to converge at a single point, and that point is known as the focus. Okay, so there are two focuses. As you could see that there are two reflecting surface, so there would be two focus which is being obtained, which is being present here on the two surface. Okay, so if you pass a parallel ray of light from opposite side of the lens, you could get another principal focus on the opposite sides. Now we could see that there are two focuses present. Why two focuses? Because two center of curvature is there, and I think you all have remembered, you could also remember that this focus was just the half of this center of curvature and optical center. Okay, so here also this F1 is going to show you the first focus, which is going to represent the first refracting side, and the second part is going to represent the second focus, which is going to represent the second refracting side of the concave or the convex lens. Fine. Now if you pass a parallel ray of light from the opposite side of the lens, you will get another principal focus from another side. Okay, so why we get two focuses? Because if the light is incidenting from this side, we get focus on the other side, and if the light is incidenting from this right side, we get the focus on the left side. So there are two focuses, and it is very easy for you all to understand that why there are two focus present in these two parts of the lens. Okay, so because there are both the options are there, either the light could represent from the right side or from the left side. So on the opposite side of the incidence, we are going to get the focus. Fine. Next thing is that a lens has two principal focus, that is F1 and F2. Okay, now next is that when a ray of light which is parallel to principal axis gets refracted by the concave lens, and or they appear to diverge from a point on the principal axis, this is known as the principal focus. So what is this principal focus? And if we are talking about the convex lens, then the ray of light which is passing from the center, which is passing parallelly to this principal axis, is going to refract at a same point. That point is known as principal focus. Okay, again, if the option is there, the incident ray of light could come from the right side also, so it is going to be refracted and being converged at one point, that will be known as focus. So there are two focuses present, f1 and f2, in each and every lens, whether it is a concave or it is a convex lens. So the principal focus is a point where all the ray of light is either diverged or converged at a single place on the principal axis. It is just the half of the center of curvature and the optical center. And what is this optical center? Optical center is the center of the lens. Okay, next thing is that what this concave lens also have two focus, which is named as f1 and f2. Fine. So next, see, as you could see here also, this next in the next slide I'll show, just I'm showing you this, what is this optical focus, principal focus, and the principal axis and the focus. So we just now discussed what is the optical focus or this focus. Okay, so center point of a lens is known as optical focus, or you just could say that this is the optical center. Sometimes it is represented by C, sometimes it is represented by O. Okay, so the center point is known as the optical focus, or just simply as optical center. Next is that a line passing from the optical center is known as the principal axis. Now if the ray of light is passing from this optical center, it is known as the principal axis. Okay, so this is about the two things which we already discussed, that what is the meaning of the word optical center and the central and the focus. Okay, next, what is the focus of the point where the light rays are converged or appear to converge after the refraction of the lens is known as the focus point. Okay, so there are two focuses, f1 and f2. In the case of convex lens, the focus will be obtained in the form of converging point. Okay, and in the if you try to obtain a focus of a concave lens, then what we will see, the same principle will be behind it. The ray of light which is parallel to principal axis, it is going to diverge. Now each of the diverged rays is going to extend it backwards. We are going to see that this is going to be meeting at the same point on the principal axis, and that particular point will be known as the principal focus. Okay, so this is all about the optical center, principal focus, and the focus of this concave as well as the convex mirror. So this diagram is clearly explaining you about the 3 points, that is optical center. Sometimes it is represented by O. Okay, you have if you remember that I told you that it is always represented by O, just remember that this is represented by O. Okay, it is not represented by C, don't be confused. So this is also represented by O. Okay, so this optical center is always represented by the letter O, and this principal axis is not being represented by any of the letters, and this focus is represented by f1 and f2. So this is having the the two focuses. See, it's here f1 and f2. It is having two center of curvature, c1 and c2, and it is having one optical center which is present at the center of this lens, whether it is the convex lens or this is a concave lens. Okay, so lens is a part of two spherical hollow glass spheres, where that is why we are obtaining these things in the number of 2's. Okay, so please remember that what is the terms which are related to the these lenses. Okay, so the first thing which we discussed was the center of the curvature. So we have two centers of curvature. Why two centers of curvature? Because there are two possibilities of the refracting there are two possibilities of the two types of incident point will be obtained. Once from the left side it could happen, and if the incident rays are coming from the right side, that could also happen. So these are the ways by which you could see the two optical centers to this center of curvatures are obtained. Fine. Next we discussed that there are principal axis. There is a principal axis. This axis is starting from one center of curvature to the another center of curvature. Okay, similarly two focuses are obtained. Similarly the two focuses are obtained, two center of curvature is obtained, and lastly we discussed that it is what is aperture. Aperture is the thickness, it is the diameter of the lens, whether it is a convex lens or a concave lens. So this is about the concave lens. I'll just show you about the convex lens also. So this is the point where you could see it is the curvature, this is the aperture of the convex lens. Okay, so and this one is the both the diagrams it is showing you about the focus, principal axis. Okay, it is also showing you the optical center of both the lenses together. Okay, so we discussed about concave lens and the convex lens also. So this is a convex lens, there one principal axis, this is the principal axis. Okay, this is the principal axis of this convex lens. And if we talk about the center of curvature, this is the center of curvature, this is C1, this is C2, and you could see there is F1 and F2, and this one is the aperture. Okay, so this is known as aperture, where you could see the thickness of the lens. Okay, next thing is the center of the curve. This center, optical center is there, this is denoted by letter O. So all these things we have discussed in the convex lens also. Now I think you all have understood about these points, which is these terms are very important. Why I'm explaining these terms and I'm taking explaining it a lot, because these terms are very important while drawing the ray diagrams, children. If you are not able to understand these things very clearly, if you are not going to build your concept up, it will not be very clear to you all that what all things we need to study in the ray diagrams. And the main important part of the light chapter is those ray diagrams, which I'm going to discuss in the details. Fine. Already, as we have seen in the reflection part, where we saw the ray diagrams, similarly here also we'll see the positions of the object is there, which is going to help you to draw the ray diagrams. Before that, I'll explain you all the rules in the next class. Okay, so that was all about today's video. I will meet you all in the next video with the next topics to be explained.